Well, we're at Peggy's Cove, which is the highlight of the tour. Now, Peggy's Cove is just a beautiful destination for our guests, and it was settled 1811, 200 years ago this year, actually. And it's always been a very, very popular destination. The cove has the lower cove and it has the upper cove, and we're at the upper cove where the lighthouse, the beautiful lighthouse, is located with all these wonderful granite rocks here. The name Peggy is a bit of a mystery how the name came about, but the belief is that there was a shipwreck off the coast here after the village was founded, and the residents rescued a young lady off the ship who had in fact bumped her head and had a bit of amnesia, and they named her Peggy. And she came to live at the cove, and she ended up actually marrying somebody from the cove, so they said that was the cove where Peggy lived, or Peggy's Cove was a result of that name. It also might be derived from the name of the big bay out here, which is called St. Margaret's Bay. We're not exactly sure, and the cove is a little inlet off of that bay, Peggy being an acronym for Margaret. The tour is going to continue into Halifax after Peggy's Cove, and Halifax was founded in 1749. The British wanted a settlement here to form a military base for this part of North America. They wanted to set up a triangle of ports between Halifax, Aruba, and Gibraltar so they could control the Atlantic. So in 1749, 17 ships came over, about 3,200 people, military and civilians alike, and they settled Halifax. And it was after that that Halifax started to flourish.
This fort, Fort George is more properly called, was completed in 1856 and was actually the fourth fort to be built on this site. The other three had all been made at intervals of 20 or 30 years since the founding of the city, but none of them had been very permanent in their design, mostly earthworks, some wood, that sort of thing. So after a generation or so, whenever there was a war or a threat of one, the old fort had become pretty run down, so they always had to make another one. So finally, in 1828, they became tired of having to build a new fort every 20 or 25 years. So they decided to make this one out of stone. But there were a lot of delays and pauses in construction. They had to change the stone type that they were using at one point because the old one kept falling down in the winter because it absorbed water so easily. So it ended up taking, instead of 6 years to finish, 28 years to finish. But now that it's complete, it's lasted more than 150 years. The stonework that's all around us right now is all the original stone, what you can see behind me. Some restoration had to be done, but all the stone is the same. So it's lasted a good long time.